on August 11th of 2020 that we announced to the world that we had acquired $250 million worth of Bitcoin, along with a tender offer. On the day before, our stock was about $121 to $122 a share. Today, the stock closed at $292 a share. If we look at the performance of the company stock since August 10th, 2020 to close of business 4 p.m. Eastern time, February 1st, you can see the MicroStrategy stock is up 117%.
Michael Saylor's business intelligence and mobile software services firm adopted the Bitcoin strategy in August 2020, becoming the first publicly traded company to hold the crypto asset on its balance sheet. It started by investing $250 million into the crypto asset, and in less than 3 years, it has invested $4 billion into the leading crypto asset. Yet MicroStrategy has no intention of backing out on its Bitcoin bet. It is currently the publicly traded company with the largest Bitcoin holding, a position its executive chairman and other executives fully intend to protect with future purchases. During the company's Q4 earnings call, Saylor, the firm's co-founder and former chief executive officer, discusses how MicroStrategy has fared since it adopted the Bitcoin strategy in 2020. Saylor explained that in that time, the firm has outperformed key assets and indices, big tech stocks, and enterprise software stocks. For example, while MicroStrategy stock is up by 117%, Google, Apple, and Microsoft have only gained 36%, 29%, and 21%, respectively. According to Saylor, the chart shows just how much of a safe bet Bitcoin has been for the business intelligence firm and proves to naysayers that it wasn't a wrong call. During the earnings call, Saylor also discussed the macroeconomic conditions of the past year, how they impacted the markets, and his outlook for 2023 and 2024. Before we listen to Michael Saylor, please take a little time to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications for more videos like this. Also, ensure you drop your comments and observations in the comments section below. Everything helps with the YouTube algorithm and immensely contributes to the channel's growth. Thanks and enjoy the video.
We pick a number of different benchmarks. I think the most important benchmark is Bitcoin's performance. And you can see from this chart that Bitcoin, notwithstanding the fact that it is known by all to be volatile. Everyone that talks about Bitcoin talks about it being volatile. Nobody that talks about Bitcoin actually points out that despite its volatility, it is the #1 performing asset over the past 2.5 years. So we can see Bitcoin is up 98% versus August 10th, 2020. And that's just a really critical day. So MicroStrategy stock is levered against the Bitcoin. And so through our execution, we've been able to outperform Bitcoin as an index. So we're pretty pleased with that. We contrast the performance of Bitcoin to other major asset classes and indexes. And you can see that while Bitcoin's up 98%, a diversified portfolio of high-quality companies, such as the S&P 500, is up 23% in that same time period. The NASDAQ is up 8% over the course of the 2.5 years. Gold is a loser. Gold has lost 5% since the summer, since August 10th of 2020. Bonds have been even worse performers. So if you had invested your treasury in long dated bonds like the BOND index, you would be down 16% in your capital. And although people often talk about gold and silver as money, you can see that silver is even a weaker monetary asset than gold. It's down 19% over that time period. So benchmarking a digital commodity, or in this case, a digital scarcity like Bitcoin versus all of these other asset classes, you can see that Bitcoin has been the strongest performer, not by even a small amount, by a factor of 5 to 10x over other options. We also benchmark ourselves against big tech stocks. And so if we look at big tech, you can see that Google, Apple, and Microsoft, which are 3 effective digital monopolies and 3 of the strongest companies in the world, without dispute, they're up respectively 36, 29, and 21%. They've underperformed Bitcoin by a factor of 3 to 4 or 3 to 5. And MicroStrategy, of course, has outperformed them all substantially. Now, Netflix, Amazon, and Meta Group all down minus 25, minus 33, minus 42. So this is a sobering observation because most of those names are actually monopolies and they have overwhelming, crushing domination. People often ask us, so why did we do this, and are we pleased with the result? And of course, there are lots of headlines about accounting charges and quarterly losses or GAAP losses. But as you can see, if you're a shareholder and your choice was to choose from any of the bars on this screen, MicroStrategy is still the number one choice, and Bitcoin is the number two choice. If what you want to invest in is commodity, Bitcoin is the winner as a commodity and asset class. And if you want to invest in a security, MicroStrategy's worked very hard to provide shareholder value to our investors.
During the earnings call, Saylor discussed the current global macroeconomic conditions and how they impacted asset prices in 2022. From the Russia-Ukraine war to inflation and aggressive interest rate hikes by central banks worldwide, we saw the macro negatively impact asset prices greatly in 2022. However, Saylor expects some normalization in 2023 and 2024. In fact, he believes that the general macroeconomic environment is rotating to a more beneficial place for Bitcoin and, by extension, MicroStrategy in 2023 and 2024. Let's get back to Saylor's interview as he also reiterates the difference between Bitcoin and other crypto assets.
2022 was a brutally difficult year on a macroeconomic basis as short-term interest rates went from effectively nothing to 4.5%. And that resulted in a drawdown in all financial assets that was quite painful. I expect as we go forward, there'll be some normalization in 2023 and 2024. And I think the general macroeconomic environment is rotating to a more beneficial place for us and generally for the Bitcoin community. We have always focused on Bitcoin rather than crypto. And so if you look at the microeconomic situation in the past 12 months, most of the crypto enterprises and the crypto assets and the crypto use cases have melted down in that time period. Of course, we know the stories of the bankruptcies of BlockFi and Celsius and FTX and Genesis and Voyager and Alameda. And we also know about the meltdowns of all the crypto tokens, the Luna token, the Terra token, the FTT token, etc. In our opinion, these were all very weak use cases and they were very fragile structures, and it was a matter of time before they do melt down. The meltdown of that has created short-term negative headwinds for Bitcoin because Bitcoin is cross-collateralized with all these other cryptos. But long-term, the rationalization of the crypto market will be beneficial for Bitcoin. It is educated an entire generation of investors on the benefits of Bitcoin as a decentralized digital commodity and the benefits of not having counterparty risk. It's made, I think, pretty clear what the difference between an asset with an issuer versus an asset without an issuer. And it's also illustrated the benefits of being able to self-custody and the risks of being dependent upon another custodian. The reason that MicroStrategy was able to get through this entire crypto winter is because we weren't exposed directly to any cryptos, nor did we do business with any of the crypto exchanges. And we didn't do it for very clear reasons, because we don't believe in the value proposition of unregistered securities. And we felt that at some point, eventually, the combination of risky behavior in the crypto industry and the ethical and the legal overhang of the unregistered securities would eventually create a liability. I think as we go forward, you're going to see much stronger institutions that will be entering the space, and they're going to be entering because the industry has rationalized. So the future is fewer assets, fewer better institutions, less of the crypto risk taking. If there is any other result of the crypto winter, it's that we can see that everywhere in the world, regulators and the general public are enthusiastic about the promise of digital assets. They're hungry for a clear digital asset framework. I think that there'll be more focus on creating a constructive framework. And I think people understand better why you can't create a digital asset framework based upon unregistered securities without proper disclosure. We've said before, the only real safe haven for an institutional investor is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the only universally acknowledged digital commodity. And so if you are an investor, Bitcoin is your safe haven in this regard. The others are all question marks. They're all generally unregistered securities, and they operate in a regulatory gray zone.
During the Q4 earnings call, Saylor discussed some developments that he believes would positively impact Bitcoin prices in 2023 and 2024. He explained that he expects progress in constructive regulatory developments, possibly even the approval of the first Bitcoin spot ETF in the United States. Saylor also discussed how there's increasing appreciation for the leading crypto asset, especially after the collapses of 2022. He said, "The fact that Bitcoin has managed to survive the meltdown of most of the crypto banks, lenders, exchanges, and other crypto assets is a very auspicious development. I think 2022 proved the resilience of Bitcoin, and it also proved the resilience of MicroStrategy's business model." Saylor believes 2023 and 2024 will bring great and new developments for Bitcoin, especially now that some bad players have been squeezed out of the system and the public is more educated about the industry. What are your thoughts on Michael Saylor's assessment of MicroStrategy's Bitcoin bet over the past 2.5 years? Was the Bitcoin strategy a great call for the American firm? Please drop your comments and observations in the comments section below. Also, ensure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications for more videos featuring Michael Saylor and other industry giants. Thanks for watching.